Hi, I'm Tyler, and this is my 1972 Arctic Cat kitty cat. I'm swapping this thing over to an electric drivetrain to make this the smallest, most portable electric snowmobile the world has ever seen. In the last video, I picked this thing up from a junkyard for $200, and we cleaned this thing up, built a seat for it, and started mounting our motor in here. In this video, I finish up mounting this motor, as well as installing this 2-inch lift kit both in the front and the back of this. I also hooked up the original vintage throttle to this electronic throttle. Everything is all wired, and this thing is almost ready to hit the trail. And I'm just gonna ask you guys to leave a like on the video and subscribe down below. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subs by the end of this year. I don't have any sponsors helping me with these builds. I'm just building these because I like to do it. And I want to show that it's really not that hard to make your own vehicles. In the last video, we left off working on our motor mount for this motor. I just have 2 plates in here. The rear one has studs that are threaded into the plate coming out this way. And the front plate, it is bolted into the motor this way. And then this just gets sandwiched onto the steel plate and screwed on. All of these holes already drilled and lined up. We just gotta drill these 2. I'm using the plate that's going to be on the front side of this, since the holes are not threaded and it helps it line up. Now let's take this plate back off and put the correct one in. I only have about half the screws in, but I just want to make sure that this is all gonna fit. Now I'm putting in the correct back plate that has the threaded holes. And this part is our drive axle. I'm just lining back up these bearing carriers, that way we can check the clearances. I still have to put the track back on. Honestly, I think we'll be okay with our clearances. So, I finished drilling all the holes and all of my lugs are actually sticking out. And then we have our motor plate, which this motor will mount to with its 4 legs. And this motor plate is just going to go onto these studs like this while the motor is already mounted to it. And to figure out how to mount this to this plate, I just cut out this piece of clear plastic and drilled out the same hole pattern so that I can slide this over the studs. And as you can see, it fits over just like that. And then what we're gonna do is take this motor and its 4 legs, and we're just gonna hold it here, and we're just gonna hold it against this to get our sprocket alignment, and then I'm just gonna draw where the legs are on the plastic sheet. We should be able to line that up with the holes on the bottom of this, and then be able to transfer that from this plastic to this aluminum plate. So let's do that. Alright, here is my rough template. So I just kind of drew those out. This is the most important holes, so I kind of marked where I wanted it to be. Let's drill that out, and we'll try and line everything else off of that. Perfect. And now we should be able to line up the rest of our holes pretty easily from this. And we should be able to take this, screw these both back on. Bam! We have now located all 4 holes for our mounting bracket. So now we just have to take off this plate and drill these 4 holes onto it. And as you can see, I put 3 bolts into our plastic template onto our actual plate. And we can see that all 4 holes are going to be super easy to drill and line up on this thing. Alright, my holes are now all drilled. Time to see if this lines up. Oh, It looks like it will work. I only have 3 bolts to test this with, and obviously I need flush mount bolts instead of these Allen key head ones. Despite having the wrong type of bolts on the bottom, I just want to test fit this to see if it will actually fit. Yes! And our sprocket is pretty well lined up. And our motor mounts work. And with lower profile heads on this, possibly with them countersunk, this should be perfect. Motor plate mount back on. And there we go. This is our finished motor mount. And this will go onto this machine just like this. Time to see if this fits in here. Oh yeah. And now I'm gonna try and fit my electronic throttle. It is a cable actuated one, and it works by just pulling this and it twists the bottom part. So we're gonna try and take out the old one in here and get this fitted to the old throttle. I don't know what size this is. I don't seem to have the correct one, so we're just gonna use channel locks and work it out. At one point in time, this might have been threaded, but it has long since not been. Obviously, this needs a more permanent mount because this kind of come out, but if you look, I still need to change some of the lugs out on this to be the correct size so that I can get the nuts easy on and off. But to be able to do that, I need to flip this over, which would be the perfect time to install our lift kit. All right, let's get this lift kit installed. We just gotta start by taking out these 6 bolts. So we'll start with this side. This last one I could not get to with a socket, so I gotta use a wrench. So this is our stock track, and this is our upgraded lifted ones. You can see that these old ones use 3 holes. It looks like this new one is only gonna use 2, but it should mount in the stock mounting location. We are going to be using the stock screws, locking washers that are brand new, so it should just be as easy as sticking this bolt through here, lining it up here, and screwing this on. This is what our old one looks like, and this is what our new one looks like. So as you can tell, it is much taller and spaces it out to the side more. Now, we've got both of our front lift kits on. Now we got the front lift on the front steering and the lift on the rear. Now I just gotta go back under here and fix the lugs for the motor mount, then reattach the track, and then we can start wiring this thing up and connecting our chain. Then this thing will be ready to rip. I'm so excited. We're getting close. So I need to take out this drive axle one more time. So I'm gonna take out these bearing carriers, and then I'm gonna reorganize my lugs for my motor mount, and then we'll put this back together with the original track. That way we can ride this thing. All I did was take out these bolts because one was longer and one was shorter, and I want to move the longer one to this spot and the shorter one to this one. So I'm just gonna get those started and put those back in. And now we're gonna try and fit the stock track back in. I do have a replacement one coming, but I have no idea when it will actually be here. And I just want to put this thing back together so I can use it. So we're just gonna reuse the old one. It's pretty easy to get back in there. I'm just lining up the bearing on the far side to get this thing slotted in. Got the bearing lined up on the far side. Just gotta do the same over on this side. We got both bolts started on the far side. We want to do the same on this side before we crank either of these down. We have plenty of clearance for our track in front of our motor mount. Now I'm gonna get these drive wheels back in.
There are two sets of rollers. Each one is held in with a bolt on each side.
And the last thing we need to fit right now is this back runner. So I'm gonna start by taking off this bolt.
As I start to fit this back sprocket, I'm realizing that my worst fear is coming to life. This old track is just too stiff and I cannot get it to go into place with these other runners installed, so I'm taking them out to try and fit this in, and even still with those removed, it's very difficult for me to get this to line up. These little pieces that I'm adding on the end are the track tensioners. These just screw on and they tighten the track the same way a chain would be tensioned on a motorbike. With the rear sprocket installed, I cannot install both of these runners. It's too tight. I'm gonna have to wait until the new track comes in. After that's all set, I flip it back over and I tighten on the motor with the correct lugs sticking out. This thing is fitting on great.
So unfortunately, I still can't ride this thing yet, but the list of things that we still need to do is quite short. First of all, we need to mount the controller. Second, we need to mount our throttle box. Third, we need the track to come in so we can finish installing that because the old track is not going to do. We need to mount the battery, which we're going to use this aluminum plate for. But besides that, we have our whole control system set up here. So I can't actually take off these grips because they are pinned on here and I just don't really want to deal with that. So I ordered this handlebar extension. That way I could mount my on and off key and my 3-speed onto there, along with a light. So it kind of gives the old school like phaser vibes. And then the very last thing we have to do is put on this number 35 chain right onto here, but that is all lined up and should be super easy to do. Provided that I get the track in, this thing will be running next week. Even if I don't get it, we'll still probably try it out. And if you like crazy electric builds like these, hit that subscribe button down below. But thank you for tuning into this one, and I will catch you in the next video.